I walk through the shadow of death left to fear. This is a journey through the halls of hell.
Yes people, what is good? I am BA. I just want to apologise, there'll be no reaction videos this week. The recording date for this week's videos was December 24th, and the day before Christmas I got an absolutely horrible flu. It was causing my eyes to be sensitive to light and giving me constant headaches, and you guys know I absolutely hate missing a week, but there was just nothing I could do. I could not watch anything, so it's a few days before I have to upload the videos, which is far too little time for me to actually film the reactions this week, so I thought I'd just quickly drop a few reviews this week in place of those videos so that I haven't missed a week of filming. So yeah, once again apologies for there being no reactions this week, but I hope you enjoy the few reviews I put up instead. So the first movie I checked out recently, I'd actually been looking forward to watching for quite a while, and it's called Heretic, and it's a new horror movie starring Hugh Grant. It piqued my interest because if you know Hugh Grant's history, he was a bit of a romantic comedy male lead in things like 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Then there was a big controversy at the time when he was caught with a prostitute and his old clean-cut image was kind of ruined. She went on to write a book about it, so yeah, it kind of took away his little romantic comedy lead career for a while. So needless to say, I wasn't the biggest fan of his early work, but when I saw he was going to be in this horror, I thought, oh, that's quite interesting, you know, it's something new for him, it's a new career path, and also kinda, you know, one of the only things left he could do, because I guess when you get caught with a prostitute and your whole thing is you're meant to be as clean cut as Tom Hanks or something, there's nowhere left for you to go than horror movies. They'll still have you, it's fine. And the other thing that caught my interest about the film, which I did actually watch the trailer to, by the way, I don't usually watch trailers to films that I know I'm going to watch, but I wasn't sure if I was going to watch this or not, so I checked out the trailer, and I liked that there was a religious layer to this film, but done in a different way than usual, and also that his house was some kind of maze. I thought that was an interesting concept, so that was really all I knew going into this film, but just those elements sold me enough. So I watched this the other day, and first of all, the first half hour is maybe my favourite of the entire film. I love the way it builds up its tension. It introduces us to these 2 young Mormon nuns who have to like go door to door to try and introduce people to the Church of Mormon. He's a guy who's put his name down as one of the people that might be interested in signing up kind of thing, so they have to visit his house. As soon as they enter his house, he starts off kinda normally, he's talking about how his wife's making cherry pie, etc., and he starts to have a conversation with them, but within about 5 minutes you can clearly tell he knows way more about religion than probably they do. It almost sort of starts to hint at his background being in religious studies or something of that description, and philosophy and stuff, because he seems to specifically be a specialist in these 2 topics. And I guess this film could be broken up into a 3-act structure, because the first act is definitely setting up the premise, and then we've got the build up, and then when we get into the second segment, I'd say this is all about the, you know, the maze sort of section where they have multiple choices or multiple doors and which way should they go, etc. It's very much that for half an hour, but that again is a great portion of the movie, and it's where the movie gets to flex its premise the most and show what sort of traps and maze-like structures he's managed to build into what is from the outside a seemingly normal looking house. And you know what, as I was watching it, the Hugh Grant character is a atheist, and I'm an atheist, and I was watching it, and all his dialogue and shit is very much how atheists sometimes talk, myself included sometimes, and I found myself as the film was progressing going, oh, so the atheists are the bad guys, are they? Okay, you know, kind of getting offended, but then I stopped and thought about it, and I was like, actually in horror, religious people are usually always the bad guy, so yeah, it's cool, I'll take one for the team. We can have one atheist serial killer psychopathy guy on our side. You gotta even the numbers. Now, when we get into the third acts are the hardest to write, I feel, and this film does suffer from its third act being hard to write other than just devolving into traditional horror. And I would say the thing that lets this film down is that the third act devolves into a predictable traditional horror structure. Not to say that when done well that's not always going to be great also, but I feel like the first two acts with the build-up segment and the maze and sort of puzzle segment were both so unique. I'd just like to have seen something equally as unique in the third act, and it just wasn't there for me. All in all though, I still recommend this movie, and also I'm probably in the minority not liking the third act. I feel like I was maybe asking too much of it, and I think that most people will be satisfied with how it ends, so maybe that's just a criticism that's going to be coming from me and you guys will enjoy the whole thing. But even if you don't, I feel like there's enough interest in the way they build it up and that second portion that I feel like people will get something out of it, even if the third act doesn't pay off for them like it did me. So yeah, if you like your horror movies and you're looking for something different and you haven't seen it yet, check out Heretic. And until the next time, I have been BA. Peace.